The Biden administration announced late last night that it'll grant temporary protective status to hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan migrants who illegally crossed into the United States. The move comes amid intense pressure from protesters and politicians on both sides of the aisle who called for greater federal action to address the thousands of migrants now flowing into major cities. NBC News Homeland Security correspondent Julia Ainsley joins us now from Washington. So, Julia, many are unfamiliar with TPS status. So can you just back up and help us understand what the decision entails and what it means for Venezuelans in particular?
Right. So this is temporary protected status. It's been used by presidents through multiple administrations when there's been some kind of catastrophic event in a country to allow people of that country who are already living in the United States to stay here. Think about the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. We issued TPS then so that Haitians who were in the United States weren't forced to go back to a country that was basically unlivable. Now, that's already happened for Venezuelans. They did it about 2 years ago, and that meant that any Venezuelan who was already in the country as of 2 years ago could stay here. They could apply for work authorization, and they could have relief from the fear of deportation. They couldn't be deported, at least temporarily, until that status ran out. Now, what's happening now is a little unusual. Mayor Adams in New York has been calling for the Biden administration to issue TPS for Venezuelans so that so many of those Venezuelans who are living in New York City, along with other nationalities, can immediately apply for work authorization so they can get out of New York's shelter system. It's a big problem for them there. But in the past, the White House has said, no, it's not that easy. We already granted TPS a few years ago. Doing so now might send the wrong message that should a certain nationality overwhelm the United States, we'll just wave this magic wand and allow them to have work authorization. But last night, they changed their tune on that and did issue TPS for any Venezuelan who's been in the United States before July 31st of this year. That means over 420,000 Venezuelans who are already living here can now apply for work authorization and relief from deportation. That really changes how TPS has usually been used. When I went to DHS and talked to officials about why they changed, I said, did you cave from pressure from New York? And they said, not necessarily, but of course that's part of this decision. We want to have some more breathing room as we figure out what is best to do around this issue. That's a long-winded explanation, but I hope you understand it better now.
No, long-winded but thorough and incredibly helpful for a really nuanced issue. And I mean, Julia, while we have you, you're also, and you've been covering and have some exclusive reporting about how migrant kids ended up working in unsafe jobs in this country. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, at NBC, we've been reporting a lot extensively on migrant children, particularly Guatemalan children who came to the United States without parents or caregivers and ended up working in incredibly unsafe conditions. These have been in slaughterhouses, really in the food industry, throughout processing, produce, in really unsafe conditions that are illegal for anyone to be working in under 18. Now whistleblowers who were working for the government at HHS, Health and Human Services, that oversaw the children who crossed the border during a surge in 2021 are coming forward and saying that they think that it was problems with the government's case management system that may have led some children to end up with unsafe sponsors. Now, they don't point to specific examples. Those government workers, of course, couldn't follow each individual child and figure out where they were and what problems could have led them to an unsafe condition. But they say they tried to blow the whistle. They tried to raise concerns in 2021 that there were problems and how they vetted these sponsors and how often they followed up to see how safe the children were after they left. And they think they can make the connection between problems they flagged in 2021 and the issues we're seeing with child labor now in 2023.
Really critical reporting. Julia Ainsley with the latest on the state of migration in this country. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.